everybody, it's Caroline here. Welcome to my channel, and today I am working with the March Best of Both Worlds kit and 3 4x6 photos to go onto one page. I've already printed my photos off, and they are of my beautiful Mother's Day flowers and my Mother's Day card. I'm actually going to keep the card and pop that in the page protector, so I've got that because the words that my daughter wrote in the card were absolutely beautiful, so I wanted to make sure I keep it. I do keep most of the things that she sends me, but this one I really want to keep. And I've already decided on this beautiful pink paper, which is, that's the back of it. It was actually an additional one to the kit. It was one of the pages, it's still a pink fresh, but I added it in as an extra. And I know that I'm going to use this more saturated pink as a matte for the centre photo, which will be this one of the card. So that's definitely where I'm going to be heading, because this the 3 photos together with the matte will expand the whole 12 inches. I'm actually going to cut some of this paper out and gut it and pop it on a scrap piece of paper so that I have got a bit more of this pink left for a different project. I really like this Happy Little Memories from Pink Fresh cut apart sheet, so I'd like to use that somewhere on the page. But I've also got a 6x6 version of this paper piece, so I've got a much smaller, how much, 1.5 inch squared version of this die cut if I wanted to use a smaller version of it instead. And this is actually from the same sheet, you can see that up there, but this is where I want to put my journaling, so I won't be needing that smaller piece. So I'll be tucking those in somewhere, this one a little bit somewhere like this, so you can just see a hint of the yellow, because I'm not going to bring in a lot of yellow onto this page. And I've also already cut a blue 3x4 journaling card to layer up there, and that's as far as I've got. That's the pieces that I know I want to use, and the sketch, which I'm just saving onto my iPad so I can put that in front of the camera, basically has the 3 photos across the page, a border strip down the bottom here, a collection of journaling cards and stickers at the top, and some embellishments, and then embellishment down here with the title over there. So that is the sketch that I'm going to be following with this project. Really looking forward to scrapping these photos with lots of pinks and soft accents and some additional florals to tell this really lovely story. So I will pop things onto fast forward and voiceover, and you will see this page come together. So the first thing I'm doing is cutting 5 inches from this 12x12 sheet. My photos are 6 inches tall, so I can save that 5-inch strip for another layout. And then where I'm going to be placing the photos in line with the sketch, which is what's just popped up there on the iPad, I'm fairly sure I cut this remaining piece of paper into a 4-inch and a 3-inch strip, so that the 4-inch strip goes above the photos and the 3-inch strip underneath. If you didn't want to save your paper, you could of course just stick the photos straight onto the top of the whole sheet of the pink, but because I am stretching those photos right across the whole width of the page of the 12 inches, it seems crazy for me to just cover up such a gorgeous pattern in the background. So I've got those 2 pieces. I've got some waste, just a scrap piece of cardstock to stick things to, and I'm just matting that central photo, so the photo of my card, onto a more saturated pink, edging these in Distress ink. I think this is aged mahogany, so it's that really lovely kind of burgundy pinky colour. And then I will just start assembling things, so starting by just putting down the background pieces first. And now that I have that photo matted, because these were printed on a Canon selfie that actually aren't a true 6x4, so if I'd have just kept the photos as they were, they wouldn't have stretched the entirety of the 12x12 page. They're just slightly not as wide as they need to be. But once I've got that central one matted, which actually Shamel did on her original sketch, then that stretches for the whole width, so that's great. Now, because I know I'm going to want to add a border strip beneath the photos and also tuck a lot of elements underneath the photos, but at the top left. I'm putting quite a lot of adhesive, but I am leaving about an inch both at the top and the bottom, so it gives me plenty of space to tuck things in without having to lift up too much of the adhesive, so everything's nicely stuck down, because I know this is exactly where I want them to go. Now, as you saw earlier, I've already got this baby blue 3x4 card and the Happy Little Memories square piece, and also this journaling spot. So I'm going to tuck that journal spot in, and in the end I do put it to the left of the card. I want it that little bit lower down because it's quite yellow, the florals on that card. Most of them are yellow and there's a little bit of a pink. I'm not really having that much yellow on this page, so it did stand out a little bit. So to the left of the blue, but tucked down a little bit further, with a couple more embellishments on the top, and you can hardly see the yellow. This formation here looks really nice. I really like it laid out like that, but it meant that my journaling was completely broken up with that Happy Little Memories sentiment card in between the two, so that's why I do end up moving things around. I've used a scallop punch to punch a border strip for underneath my photos. It might seem, it looks really startling at the moment, I think, to have that navy blue on such a soft background with these other soft colours coming in at the top. And I was aware of that when I did make that choice, but there's not that much of it, and in the end I will bring in a few more hints of navy blue scattered around the page, and I think it really helps things to just feel cohesive. And there are a lot of elements above the photos in this sketch, including the title. You'll see the sketch there. There's a lot of stuff really on the top of the page and not too much at the bottom, and I normally prefer the weight on my pages to be underneath the photos, but having that darker strip helps to ground it, I think. So it kind of grounds out the fact that there's quite a lot above the photos. You'll see I've added my title in there, and I decided to extend my title to add some alphas in that navy blue. So I've now got the navy in two places on the page, but I definitely know that I'm going to want to bring it in more places. But at this point, what I've decided to do is just pull in those Pink Fresh sticker sheets and take off as many florals as I can and just get them on the page, because I'm already starting to get nervous about how blocky and boxy things feel. So I know that I want to bring in soft shapes, organic shapes, just to start to break up those lines, edging everything in that aged mahogany. I was going to put that baby blue floral on, but it was a very different floral to the ones that are on the cards and to those other stickers, and so I've decided to save that one. Even though I've already inked the edge of it, I've decided to save it for another layout and to bring in the ones that are a little bit more doodly rather than watercoloured. So bringing the bigger florals up to the top of the page, just because I've got more space up there, and the smaller florals down to the bottom, and just mixing things up, putting a few different stickers onto some pop dots to elevate them, others underneath, so that there's lots of layers, lots of interest, and everything is just feeling more organic as I start to break up those solid lines that I've got with all of those box elements. I am really enjoying working with these sticker sheets. It's great to have lots and lots of different elements to just add onto your page. I think in the future, when I do buy sticker sheets, I probably will try to mix and match them a little bit more, and have one that's maybe journaling spots and word phrase stickers with a couple of embellishments, and then one that is purely embellishment, so they've got a few more different shapes. But it's a learning curve. I haven't bought sticker sheets for a really long time, that other than, as I said, in January I started working with 12x12 scrapbooking again. Prior to that, for the last few years, I've only been working in a 6x8 album, and I've either been working inside of the pocket pages, so working very much at a 3x4 and 6x4 canvas, and then my full page was a 6x8 page, which I generally used to use a really large format photo with just a piece of chipboard or very, very minimal embellishment. Anyways, it was my old style, and I still love that style when I'm working at that smaller scale. But the 12x12 canvas just feels like a really big space for me to be able to play and to put loads of stickers down and to just get really creative. And I like lots of choice. And I'm discovering this about myself. I like the choice of different colours and sentiments, but also different shapes. And not enjoying when my sticker sheets are just different sized rectangles. I would much rather they be lots of different organic shapes. So I'm just going to finish things off with a final embellishment piece, so a flat sticker with a pop dot underneath it to create an embellished tag, and then tighten up all of the adhesive and a few enamel dots scattered around just to complete those embellishment clusters, and that will be this project complete. I do decide in the end to just ink the edges of the whole layout in that aged mahogany, and I think that looks really, really good. I only do it very lightly. It just helps to for everything to feel contained and very much the same. And here we have the finished layout minus my journaling, so I will put my journaling up here on these two cards, and I'll probably stamp my date down here at the bottom. And I am really, really happy with how it's come together. It's a little dark here, so I think it probably the screen is possibly a little dark, but it's a nice bright soft palette with that kind of bit of a grounding with the navy blue dotted around. I'm just really, really pleased with how this has come together. And after that little blip, I've had two really lovely layouts with this kit. I'm glad that I've brought in these florals to soften things again. I haven't got that many florals left in the sticker sheets. I've got a few, but most of the sticker sheets now are kind of boxy, so I will see what happens with the challenges going forward, but I think I am going to have to pull in some additional die cuts or possibly start fussy cutting something out of somewhere, or some punches maybe, because everything's going to get very boxy if I'm not careful. But as I said, really happy with this one, and I'm really looking forward to showing my daughter and sharing this with her, and I'm sure she will love it. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't already, please subscribe, and I will see you again soon. So thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye.